Do you want to know the two words that really grind my gears? Skills gap. Those two words, skills gap. I mean, really, it's such a short-sighted term that we seem to throw around in this industry all too much, and you know who you are and when you say it. It seems to be a go-to excuse for when we're not thinking long term and when we're not thinking about non-traditional ways of hiring people. We're saying that basically people out there do not have the skills that we need for them to do the jobs that we need them to do. But we don't seem to be willing to subsequently train people like that. Again, short-sighted and just knee-jerk reactions. If we look at the army does not hire snipers from the street. It doesn't hire tank drivers. It hires people for a long-term system. It then looks at them and assesses them for various skills and then streams them into a discipline that they can then capitalise on. So for instance, people who do show aptitudes for driving or people who do show aptitudes for fine motor skills, patience and a willingness to sit in cold, wet fields. This means that actually we should be doing the same thing. We need to look a lot more long term. We need to be hiring people who don't have the skills necessarily, but have the passion and the values and the culture that we have. We can teach skills any day of the week. Teaching value and passion is a real problem. Those sorts of things are innate to a person, and actually, although you can teach them, it will take such a long time, much longer than we need. So let's start looking far more long term. Now that doesn't mean that we don't have short-term skills gaps that we need to do for things straight away, but this is what the contractor market is for. That contract market is under strain, but that's because we're using it in order to fill all of our requirements rather than just specific short-term ones. How many contractors do you know? And also, many of you contractors know this too, but we heard so many stories like this of people who've been on these contracts for 3, 4, 5 years. It just smacks of short-sightedness and poor planning. Really hiring for these values and cultures, inspiring them, teaching them the skills they need. These are things we need to do. Engage with our HR department so that they're not looking for a CISSP or a CISM with 6 or 7 years experience for a junior role. They're looking for people who are showing aptitude. We need to engage with our peers. We need to network and share and actually understand that there are people who will be moving between our organisations on a fairly regular basis while they gather those skills. If we work together and embrace this movement, we'll be actually able to fill these gaps far more easily. So please, next time you start complaining about the skills gap, really consider what it is that you have done to help alleviate it.